Hello and welcome to Cars at 100, and on today's video I have this beautiful BMW X2 for review. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump into it. Key fob. It doesn't have M logo on the side, but it still has and retains the same buttons as any other BMW. You have unlock, lock by BMW logo, trunk release, automatic trunk release, and you have a panic button here. And you can just keep this key fob in your pocket and you can lock it by the grooved edges here, or you can unlock it by the sensor behind the door opener handle. Just like this, you will enter this vehicle. And as you can see here, the materials and how this car looks is stunning, because you have very nice quality of the wood here and aluminum trim. Very nice door opener handle here, nice speaker housing here. You have a very good automatic up and down on all four corners of the car in terms of the windows. Automatic folding side view mirrors. Very good storage here. Trunk release button right here. Very nice door seals as well with BMW logo, not illuminated, not fully loaded car this one, but very nicely equipped. Very nice seats, sporty seats. As you can see, you sit pretty low towards the floor of the car, but still you have a big clearance because this is a small SUV, and you can ride comfortably over rough terrain in this car. But very nice steering wheel as well, which we're gonna check out in a little bit. Overall, very good spacious entrance here as well. Very nicely equipped car, very nicely designed as well. Small details of the trim and everything. It's really nicely made car. As you can see here, this interior is a very nicely designed interior, and this cockpit is really cool looking. First impressions that I get with this car is how everything is such a minimalistic design. Everything means something, and there are no abundance of buttons. Everything is there for a reason. You have the options here to control the behavior of the vehicle like any other BMW. You have Sport towards the top button, and Eco Pro is the bottom button, and middle the car starts in usually is in Comfort. So you have a very nice transmission lever here, and you have a very good infotainment options here in terms of the navigation as well. You have an automatic parking brake here as well. There's no auto hold in this particular car. You have a very nice climate control options here as well. This is dual climate control options in this car, so if you are comfortable with one temperature, you can have different temperature for your passenger. Very convenient as well. I didn't expect anything less by BMW, because after all, this is a small luxury SUV. And there is very rare still on the market these types of cars, but BMW is stepping into this territory, of course, as being a luxury brand, and this car is a very good introduction to that little small SUV segment. You have very nice infotainment options here as well. These are sensors here, and a very good screen here, but you don't get a big screen in this car, as this not being a fully loaded version of a car. You have a more high resolution screen that you can opt for, the better iDrive system than this particular one, but still you have a very nice design here in infotainment. Is the leading in infotainment options on the market after Audi, of course. I mentioned this a lot because Audi, with this virtual cockpit and the way everything is set up, is, I think, is the #1 on the market at this point, but BMW is catching up really fast. In terms of this steering wheel, is a really good 10 and 2 notches here, very pronounced in terms of the sportiness of this vehicle, and you can see it in this steering wheel. You have very good options here for the media on the right of the steering wheel, and for the cruise control. You can get adaptive cruise control, and you have even more comfort in this vehicle. But overall, very nice tach and speedo. The stop button is here, and we can just start the car, and as you can see, it is very nice. You have a kind of display type of look in terms of the dials here, not full digital display, but still very nice look to it, and it's very nice. You have a very good speedo and tach here. Everything means business right away. You know, you have this little display here, as once again, this being not fully loaded vehicle, you don't get the full display here that gives you the option to have manipulation towards different information that the car provides you. So I think it would be very interesting to have all the information here, and I think it's very useful as well. In terms of the steering wheel, it's not flat bottom once again, but still, you know, these cars have its own niche, and I think this car is really good in terms of hitting that small spot in the market that none of the competitors really hit that well. And I think this is supposed to be one of the best selling small SUVs on the market. You have very good cup holder storages here in front of the gear shift lever, and you have here options to have the 12-volt power outlet down there. Very nice stitching overall, very good design overall in this cockpit. Double stitching here, real stitching. This is not faux stitching, this is real stitching. Really looks nice. Really a fan of this design. Overall, the stitching that is everywhere on this cockpit is really cool looking. You can also get a heads-up display in this car, implied by this groove here, but overall I think it's a very nice design, even for somewhat base vehicle like this one. This one is fairly a loaded car. Overall, you don't have the sunroof, but you can get it. Also very nice options here for the dome lights and everything else, and very nice rear view mirror here as well. Overall, I think it's a really good quality, and I think the X2 should be very popular with all the lighting that you have on all X vehicles and any other BMW on the market at this point. The brand new 3 Series that came out recently also is packed with technology and packed with amenities that really people gonna appreciate and use every day. In terms of power, this car sounds nice. I'm gonna give you an exhaust note a little bit later, but overall I would say it's really nice in terms of the infotainment options as well. You have here options that you can see the different ways the car gives you the status and how everything looks. So basically driving information, you have trip computer and everything like that, but you also have performance page. Basically, if you go into the settings of a car, technology in action, so sport displays, that's what I was looking for. So when you drive, you're gonna see how much horsepower, and when you guess how much horsepower the car is using at this particular moment of your driving. That's pretty cool. I'm a fan of that. Let's check out the back seats. You have this very nice logo here, very reminiscent of old school BMWs. In order to enter rear of this car, you have very nice door cards here as well. Very nice illumination here at night. You can choose the colors of this illumination as well. Very nice. I would say it's particularly roomy here. The seats are reclined back here, but you can see how much room there is in this car. If I recline the seats properly to the upper position, I will have a very good sitting position here, and I'm gonna have a comfortable sitting position as well. Overall, if I move the seat up like this, as you can see, there's plenty of legroom here and plenty of headroom as well. I'm 6 feet tall. Not plenty, but more headroom than I expected, which is really good. This car looks very small from the outside, as you see in this review, and overall I'm surprised because back seats are very roomy in this car. Overall, you have amenities here, like section here for your cup holders as well, in your armrest, middle armrest. Overall, you have a child seat supports here and latches as well. Very convenient and very well designed vehicle. You have two USB Type-C ports here in the back as well, by which you can charge the phone, implied by these logos here. You have two vents that you can control how much air comes out of them. You can control how fast or how little the air will come out of there. But overall, I am also liking the black headliner, also very sporty, and overall really good. Let's check out the trunk space. In order to open this trunk, you have a very nice design here to open the trunk by using the BMW logo. Somewhat reminds me of other brand, but you have a very nice space beneath the floor as well. But overall, very good space here for the trunk. I'm gonna put information for the cubic feet of space for this trunk on the screen, and you can also drop down the seats, of course, so you can have different options in terms of the storage here. So when you drop down the seats, you're gonna have a little bit more storage. You also have a 12-volt power outlet here as well. Very nice light here for your trunk, and very good. You don't have a spare tire in this car, as this being a round flat tires on this car. In order to drop down the back seats here, you have this latch here like this on both sides, and you can have more storage room in this car, just like this. But overall, you need to recline the seat up to do that. But overall, you have the option to do this, which is very good, and I would say pretty comfortable if you want to have more trunk space. First impressions that I get with this car is very sporty, small SUV. What I mean by that is that it's not rough on the road, but it's not soft either. You get the feeling that you have something sporty on your hands, but at the same time you have something that has very good utility, and you can use this every day and You're not worried about how much snow is outside or what type of terrain you're going to be driving. This is a small SUV after all, so there is no compromise with this vehicle. The only thing is there is not a lot of horsepower for this car, but do you really need it? Some people would rather have more useful vehicle than more sporty vehicle. So in terms of the driving, this car really satisfies a driver. And I would say that because it's a very good transmission in this car. There's modes that you can choose from. You have the sport option here that makes the throttle a little bit more responsive. Steering wheel becomes a little bit heavier, it's adaptive, and you also get the feeling that car is at home with the setting of sporty, because the car is a little bit rough still, even not in sport mode. So you get the feeling that this car is more sporty than the comfort setting that it has as well. You also get appointments that imply very good quality, and you have the option to load this car and have lots of different interesting choices in terms of the infotainment and how good your sound system will be, or how good your car will look like in terms of the paint and everything else. This car is not fully loaded, but I would say that it is a very good balance between what you can have fully with this car and base vehicle. So overall you get lots of options in terms of the backup camera as well. You have very good sound system as well that you can option this car with, but it doesn't come with this particular car. But I was surprised. I felt that this sound system, this particular sound system that this car it has, the bass sound system, sounded really good. So I'm a fan of sound system in the car as well, and I think this car really satisfies in that part as well. In terms of the power, there is not a lot of power in this vehicle, but you get this power right away as this being an all-wheel drive vehicle, and you get this surge and feeling that this car really does have the performance edge to it. Yes, this little vehicle is really interesting and fun to drive. There is this performance edge to the vehicle more than the comfortable side to it. Yes, I know I repeat myself, but it is very important, and that's what you have to take out of this review today. And this driving experience is really implied in terms of the sportiness of the vehicle and the dials and everything. It really shows that the vehicle was engineered more towards the performance side than towards the luxury. If you are gonna go for something that is gonna be luxurious, fast, not that fast, but still performance, have performance edge to what you drive, I think this vehicle will be a very good choice for you. And I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed today's review. Stay tuned for more and stay loving cars.